In this video, I want to show you the real issue that a lot of people have when they're connecting their computers, their DVDs, their Blu-ray, their cameras, their Sky decoders, satellite decoders, and a whole raft of consumer media machines to a plasma. And added to the problem, then they've got multiple remote controls, multiple signals coming in, and most people actually get rather confused. And that's been our experience talking to people. So first of all, we're going to connect up a computer through the VGA input. Now for that we have to go through, take up one of the inputs here and not use the video, so we're going to plug the audio into there. We've now got a component coming into here, so a component signal, which is going to be a total of 5 cables in fact, and so that will be for we'll be putting that into there, and put in the wrong one, we'll put it up into there. So now we've got 5 cables for that, audio and the picture. The audio for the laptop is going to go into there. We're not going to use the yellow video because we now need to use that input AV2 for the computer. We've now got, what else do we got? We've got some other devices here. We've got a SCART input from another device, and unfortunately we've now run out of inputs here. We've got audio on, well, that's audio out, so we can't use that. So I see we have one around here, so we can come in on here, and that's cool. Now we can play video off the memory card in here. We've got DVD that we can also plug in, and where's our DVD? So we're going to plug in our DVD. We won't plug in the digital audio, we don't need that at the moment, but you know, it could be a need. We've also got another device we need to plug in, and we're going to come into here. Now you can see here, now we're going to have, for each of these devices, we're going to have a remote control. Now I think you can start to imagine the headache that most people have trying to figure out in outputs, multiple leads, multiple remote controls, which all have a ton of buttons on them, and most people get thrown into complete confusion trying to figure out how to connect the stereo up and so forth. Now the other problem is, now you have to run all of these cables from wherever your machinery is that's playing all up into here. Now that can be a real problem because these cables may need to go up through the inner wall of where the display device is being mounted. So now you can suddenly see that the idea of buying that 3D panel and some new DVD player and some other devices, you now create yourself what we call cable hell. And I want to show you a way of how you can get rid of all of these cables, all of them bar one, and still be able to play all of them on this display device that you can see here. And furthermore, we will convert the analog signals, that's these ones here that are coming in on these inputs here, and these ones here, convert those at the same time to high definition audio and video. So let me show you now the piece of equipment that we will use. Plug that back in there. So here we have the Conixe 391 switcher scaler for high definition video, and one of the leads I didn't talk about before was DVI. So typically a DVI cable now, graphics output from a desktop computer to deliver high definition display output. So how do we take all of those cables that we saw up here, remove them all bar one, and convert all of them coming through the switcher scaler here on one cable? So let me show you how we're going to do that now. So I'm now going to remove all these cables here, and we're going to start wiring it up again, and I'll show you how simple that is. And the other thing you might notice is over here we've got the mirror that's giving us a reflected view of the display, so you can get a little bit of an idea that this is all happening in real time. So let me just now disconnect. We're just going to pull them out willy-nilly. And they're now all out. Take out the memory card, that's out there now, and so now we've only got the one left, and that's now gone, the HDMI. So there's nothing plugged into here now, and now what we're going to do, we're going to connect everything up again, but we're only going to run one cable into here and still play everything. So let us now do that down here. So let's go down to here. Now first one is coming out of the laptop. We've got this connector, and that's coming into here. So that will go into there. Next one is the audio for it, and it's already plugged in at this end. Let me go and plug it in on the laptop, and that's now plugged in over there. We want to now plug in our component video, and so now that's going to go into here, into the red, blue and green. Now one problem that a lot of people might be running into is the whole ability to be able to plug in the DVI cable, either an analog or a digital version of it. Looks identical except the pins are different. So what we can do in this particular case is that we can actually, and I'll just move that around a little so you can see, and so what we're able to do is using that connector, plug it into here. You notice it's not the same, however we can use an adapter from DVI to digital, and we can now plug that into there. We've got a SCART, it's coming from a machine, and we're going to plug that into there. Now we've already got our single cable output here, and we're going to plug that into HDMI on the back of the display device. And what else have we got? We can actually run some other displays here now as well. I see we've still got room to spare, and so now we're going to run in from one of the other devices with left and right stereo audio, composite video, and that's running down to the other unit. So, well, we've still got more space here. Now you might have thought that we'd actually run out. In actual fact we've not. So we can now also come in on a channel input. So we've now got another device we can plug in. This could be a little media player that you've got nearby that can come in there. We've now got another component, so we can run that into here. And so I haven't got the correctly coloured cables, but that's okay, we can still manage that. Plug that into here. The colour coding is really just to help you orientate which cable at either end should go into which particular connector. And so there we have it. So we've got all of these devices plugged into the Conixe 391 scalar switcher. We've still got a couple of spare inputs. We've got a S video, which is a slightly better quality signal than composite video, still not being used. We haven't plugged anything into that. We've got a spare HDMI input here. We've also got a control port here, an RS232 control port. On the output we've got one cable, the HDMI out, which is now carrying all of these inputs on one output. Now notice here we don't use the audio analog left and right, we don't need it. We could take it out to plug it into a device that requires analog left and right audio if we so desired, but our display device doesn't need that. And so now we've got all of those connected in here, and just the one cable. Let me show you that. The one cable connected up into here. And so the question is, does this actually work? So we've got the laptop playing. We now need to go through and select on the display device, and let me just do that now.